morning, Not 11 kids. We are so excited that you're joining us today. This month, we started a brand new series called Brave. We're learning about two people from the Bible, Esther and David. So far, we've learned about David and how God chose him to be the next king. God chose him because God knew who David was, and God knows who you are too. If you missed that lesson, it's okay. You can go back and watch it right here on this YouTube channel. Today, we're going to learn about David again. But before we do, let's go play a game. A couple of weeks ago, we played a game called Make It or Break It. Today's game is very similar, except it's called Win or Wham. You're gonna have to figure out if these people were able to accomplish their trick or if they wiped out.
Yikes! A few weeks ago, we learned about people that needed some help with their tricks. Do you have any talents? Like, can you sing, or dance, or even play sports? Today we're going to learn about David and an awesome gift that he had. But first, let's go to Addie for the big idea.
Hey, our big idea is God can use my gifts.
Thanks, Addie. Today we're going to learn about David and an awesome gift that he had. Let's go to the lesson to find out.
King Saul and the army of Israel were at war with their old enemies, the Philistines, again. But instead of a battle, the Philistines sent out their champion to taunt King Saul's army, the giant Goliath, who was 9 feet tall.
Choose one man to come over here and fight me. If he kills me, we'll be your slaves. But if I kill him, you'll be our slaves. I defy the armies of Israel. Who has the courage to fight me?
Far from the battle, in the town of Bethlehem, lived a young man named David. His father had sent his oldest 3 brothers to join King Saul's army, but David stayed home to care for the family's sheep.
Take this food to your brothers. See how they're doing, and bring me back a report of the battle. Have you seen the giant? He comes out every night to insult us.
What would somebody get for killing this Philistine to stop that laughing?
King Saul said he'll get a princess for his wife, and his family will never pay taxes again.
Who does this sweaty Philistine think he is? No one's allowed to insult the armies of the living God.
What are you doing here? Aren't you supposed to be babysitting the sheep? You're just trying to watch the real men fight. Now, go on home.
What have I done now? I was only asking a question.
King Saul wants to see you.
Don't you worry about this Philistine. I'll go fight him.
Don't be ridiculous. You can't beat him. You're just a boy, and he spent his whole life training to be a soldier.
I've spent my whole life training too. When wild animals came and attacked my father's sheep, I take my club and rescue the lamb from its mouth. I've killed a lion and a bear, and I'll kill this ugly Philistine who dares to insult our God. The Lord who rescued me from the lion and the bear will rescue me today too.
All right, go ahead. May the Lord be with you, but wear my armor.
I can't wear these. I'm not used to them. God will protect me.
David walked to the creek and picked up 5 smooth stones. Armed with only his staff and sling, he went to face Goliath.
You come at me with a stick?
You come at me with a sword and spear? I come at you in the name of the Lord of the heavens' armies, who you have insulted. I'm going to kill you and cut off your head. Everyone gathered here will know that the Lord rescues his people.
David's small stone hit Goliath smack between the eyes.
This is the Lord's battle, and he always wins.
All of us face situations where there seems to be giant obstacles in our way. But God can help us, just like God helped David defeat the giant. David did not need that heavy armor that all the other soldiers wore. All he needed was a slingshot and a rock. And God used his awesome talent to defeat Goliath. Though other people doubted David's ability, God knew that he could use him to win the battle. And God can use your talents too. Do you know who has a lot of talent? Carl from Grow TV. Let's go see what he has to say.
Holy guacamole.
Welcome to Grow TV. Introducing your host, Carl.
And your co-host, Cassie. Where we learn, where we grow, and we talk about Jesus. Once again, welcome to Grow TV.
I can't believe that. It was, and then it was just, wow. Hey,
Carl.
Cassie, I'm so glad you're here. I have so much to tell you.
Okay, calm down. What happened?
The most glorious thing. Do you remember what we learned about last week?
David becoming king?
Exactly. Well, I just read the next chapter today, and
Really? What happened?
well, the nation of Israel was at war with the Philistines, and David's older brothers were fighting with the Israelite army.
David wasn't fighting?
Nope. He was still just a kid. He was a shepherd, which meant he took care of sheep. I learned that because I'm a genius.
So what did David do next?
Well, he was told to bring food to his brothers, but when he got there, he saw a giant of a man. This giant's name was Goliath.
That's right. I remember his name. He was a Philistine, right?
Correct. and he was a real bad guy. But the thing is, everyone was afraid to fight him, even the king.
I can imagine. What happened next?
Well, get this. David went into the king and told him, I'll fight the giant.
David? The youngest brother? The shepherd boy? That's crazy.
Right? Well, the king said yes, and David went to get ready, but he was so small that the armor didn't even fit him. But David didn't even need armor, because he knew God would protect him.
Wow, that takes a lot of faith.
Sure does. So David walked out in front of Goliath, and Goliath looked at David and started to laugh. But then David said, you come at me with the sword, but I come at you in the name of the Lord Almighty.
So Goliath had a sword? What did David have?
He had 5 stones and a slingshot. He learned to use his slingshot when he had to protect his sheep from bears and lions.
Oh, I see.
So Goliath was on his way to attack David, but David put that stone in the sling and swung it around just like this, released it, and that stone went right in between Goliath's eyes. David walked over, grabbed Goliath's sword, killed Goliath, and he saved all the Israelites.
Whoa, I can't believe that.
Right? The Israelites won.
Well, yeah, but I was thinking something else was even more incredible.
More incredible than Goliath being defeated?
Actually, yeah.
Like what then?
Well, what was David gifted at?
Well, he knew how to throw rocks with a sling.
That's right, he was really good at that. That was his gift, and God used that.
He also knew how to use his brains in battle.
That's right, David was creative and smart. He used what he did know how to do to figure out something he didn't know how to do.
So God used David's gift to defeat the Philistines and to help others.
You got it, and I think it's important that we find out what our gifts are and use them for God.
That's a good idea.
So, do you have any gifts, Carl?
Gifts? Of course I have gifts.
All right, what are they?
Watch and learn. And voila!
Wow, that was really cool.
Thanks. I know. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, sure. So, how do you use those things for God?
What do you mean?
I mean, all of that is great, but if we have talents and gifts and we don't use them for God, what's the point?
I guess I never really thought of it that way.
Yeah, we just can't forget that God is the one who gave us those gifts in the first place. So it's our job to use them for God.
Wow, you're right. I guess I just need to remember that God can use my gifts.
You know what? That sounds a lot like our big idea this week.
You're right! That's our big idea! Today's big idea is a big one.
It's that God can use my gifts.
So on the count of 3, we're all gonna say the big idea together. 1, 2, 3, God can use my gifts! You did it! Woohoo! That's good. Today's lesson sure was fun.
It sure was, but I'm kind of bummed.
Really? Why?
Because I never got to show my gift.
Oh, well, it's not too late. What's your gift?
I can disappear.
Are you serious?
Yep.
You're telling me you can disappear?
Yeah, you want to see?
Yeah, I would love to see that. I would love to see you Cassie? Cassie! This isn't funny! Okay. Well, I guess I'll see you guys next week. I have to go find Cassie.
Hey, Carl!
Thank you for watching, and tune in next week for a new episode of Grow TV.
We all have different gifts that we can use for God. David was a problem solver, and God used that to help him to defeat Goliath. Let's see some other gifts that people might have. This picture is of a few men putting up a wall for Church 2911. What do you think their gift is? Strength. This is a picture of Allie, and she's recording a video for 2911 Kids. People like Allie can take pictures and videos, and thanks to her, we can have a video like this one. This is a photo of some people on our worship team. What do you think their talent is? Singing and playing instruments. And lastly, This is a picture of some people in 2911 Kids. What do you think their gift is? Dancing. All of these people have different gifts and talents, but they all have one thing in common. They were using these gifts to bring God the glory. In 1 Peter 4:10, it says, "Each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others, as faithful stewards of God's grace in its various forms." We might all have different gifts, but like that verse says, we can all use them to love God and love others. It's not always easy to use our gifts like David did, but God can make us brave. So join us as we worship together a song called Brave.
No, I won't be afraid. You are with me. You are right beside me every day. Even when it feels like everything's going wrong, I can look up to you, God, and find my strength. Your love has lifted me above the raging sea, and I just gotta say, your love makes me brave, and I won't be afraid. Your love makes me brave, I can face anything. Your love makes me brave. I was lost and afraid till you found me. You lifted me up and gave me strength. Anywhere that I go, you go with me. Oh, Lord, you give me the courage to live each day. Your love has lifted me above the raging sea, and I just gotta say, your love makes me brave, and I won't be afraid. Your love makes me brave, I can face anything. Your love makes me brave, and I won't be afraid. Your love makes me brave, I can face anything. Your love makes me brave. Your word will light my way. Your word will help me to stand. I know I'm safe with you. I know I'm held in your hands. Your word will light my way. Your word will help me to stand. I know I'm safe with you. I know I'm held in your hands. Your love makes me brave, and I won't be afraid. Your love makes me brave, I can face anything. Your love makes me brave, and I won't be afraid. Your love makes me brave, I can face anything. Your love makes me brave. Your love makes me brave. Your love makes me brave.
Thanks so much for joining us today here at 2911 Kids. Remember that God can use your gifts and talents in awesome ways. This week, think about how you can use your gifts to help other people. If you would like more activities and discussion questions that go along with what we learned about, make sure you check out our kids page at church2911.com/kids. After this video, there's going to be a list of discussion questions that you and your family can discuss that's all about David and how we can use our gifts for God. We hope that you're back here next week for when we learn about David once again and how we can show other people mercy.